Welcome back to the Ask Rebecca radio show. I am so happy to be back live on the air and ready to get to some normalcy. However, although this normalcy of being live on the air is going to be short-lived because next week I won't be able to do the show live because I'm moving. So I'll have another week of downtime, but tonight I'm going to do predictions for this week and next week, and then in October I will be back again live, hopefully uninterrupted. As long as we have no natural disasters, I think we'll be good. Before I get into the predictions, I just wanted to talk about the last several weeks and what has been happening. Overall, my vacation was amazing. It definitely has been a crazy few weeks thanks to the eclipse energy. It's put everyone through a deep purging in some way or another. Not to mention there was Mercury retrograde as well. So lots of people have been dealing with illnesses, unexpected events, and natural disasters. I myself unexpectedly lost my office space right before leaving on vacation. Then while on vacation, I ended up with severe food poisoning. And then there was Hurricane Irma that I had to prep for from a distance. So it definitely was a crazy, crazy time. Life is a series of experiences, and I wouldn't change it for anything because it was exactly what I was meant to experience, so it was amazing from that certain perspective. Once Irma came through, too, then I was stuck out of town. I'm so grateful to my friends and my family who secured our home for us while we weren't able to do so. Thankfully, our home is intact, and we only have to deal with some minimal damage, and thankfully power has been restored. Hurricane Irma came and went, leaving behind a trail of destruction, and now we just had Maria, and before that we had Harvey. It's been a crazy, crazy time with the hurricanes. My heart and prayers go out to Puerto Rico, the Caribbean, my fellow Floridians, and everyone else who's still without power and who are dealing with severe damage to their homes or lost their homes completely and or lost loved ones through these tragedies. So stay strong, sending out lots of love. So here are some of the things that you may have been dealing with since the end of August through to now. Expansion. You and or your present situation is being expanded. Expansion stretches your abilities, your wisdom, your awareness, and your love. It takes you beyond your old comfort zones, and it opens you up to new possibilities. So that can be a squeeze. It could be really uncomfortable, and that's basically what's been happening. The universe has been shaking things up. Then there's also an experience of what I would call no mind. And what that is some of you have been experiencing this as a feeling of being fried from too much mental activity. So it's an overload of thoughts and worries, just going around and around in your head. The remedy, it's simple, yet it's challenging. And that's just to stop thinking and stop worrying and move into a space of starting to be, starting to love and starting to do. Others have experienced this no mind as your mind feeling blank or empty. Don't worry, you haven't lost your senses. You've just simply expanded your mind into a vastness, basically. So you're journeying inward. So don't try to think, just simply feel and be. Most of us, I think, to me, it feels like it's been a combination of the two, going between overthinking to not thinking at all and just being in a space of being and kind of just feeling a little fried out. The other thing that's been happening is clearing the path. All of us are and have or will be deciding what path to clear. It's more of letting go of things that no longer serve us or paths we no longer need to follow. And that is a big theme for the rest of this year. Another thing that was going on is what I would call the 11/11 reset. And this has triggered powerful waves of love and trueness that continue to spread outwards, bringing change and affecting all aspects of our lives. Everyone has, or will be dealing with a complete reset of everything that you thought you knew. changes will be profound, and some will come on very quickly, and others will be a building process. You'll start noticing the changes day to day. Change will occur in the way we see things around us, what we feel, what we think, how we interact with others, what we do, how we do things, and it changes who we are. So new doorways will be open. They'll just open up in front of you that you can just, all of a sudden there's a clear path, like, oh, this is the way I need to go. And you can expect this, again, these energies that I just talked about, you can expect this to play out through the rest of the year in some form or another. Some moments will be intense, others will run a little bit smoothly. Either way, it's basically more of a purging process, preparing us for next year. Tonight, I will only be doing predictions for the 2 weeks ahead. I will not have time to take a caller so I won't have time to take a caller. I won't have time to do the moment of Zen or give messages from crossed over loved ones. I've got a lot of information for the 2 weeks ahead. So I don't know that I'll get to a caller. I will do my best, but I seriously doubt it because you know me, I will jibber jabber all day. So let's get started with this week's predictions, which run through to next Thursday, September 28th. These are general predictions for everyone in areas of love, work, finances, health, and spirituality. So the general theme for this week is bringing in the new. Gifts of totally new energy coming in to transform the old. Fresh new energies will be introduced into your life now. For all, it'll be transformative for self, and for some of you, it will be you bringing in new energies and sharing it outwardly into the world as well. So it's going to be a combination of things. As we get energy, we tend to ground it on the planet. Another theme is obedience, and obedience is following your own inner knowing and authority, aligning and embodying your being, and to be true to your purpose no matter what. Now, everyone is going to realize on some level how they are blindly obedient out of a false sense of duty, guilt, or coercion, and it's going to present itself in your life this week in one form or another. So it might show up where you're, your mom or your dad or, a friend asks you to help do something and you really don't feel like it, but the old you would totally do it and be miserable. The new you is going to go, you know what? I can't. I'm exhausted. I got own drama in my own life that I need to deal with. So I think that's going to be a running theme for you guys. Another thing is building a case, right? So that building a case occurs when you or someone else feels the need to construct a wall of excuses for doing or not doing something. So instead of being open and honest about your real motivation and feelings, it's the skewed, half-truths, you're too afraid to say, well, okay, I feel really sad right now and I don't want to talk about it. So instead you do something else. Now, this week, you and the people in your lives will be building a case. So you'll be experiencing it both ways in order to gain awareness for yourself. So determine when it's you building a case by becoming aware of what you're doing and why, and then be honest about what you know and feel, and make changes you need within yourself. It's time to come from a place of integrity and truth and honesty of what you feel. Stop worrying about what other people are going to think. If you determine it's the other person building a case, then there's not much you can do besides being aware that it's happening and, sending them love, being compassionate to it. 9 times out of 10, it's not deliberate. We're all blinded in denial on certain levels. So your words and actions will have no effect. So don't even bother pointing it out to the other person or becoming defensive or arguing. The less you say or do, the better. Also, there's an energy of fourth gate, which is fourth gate reconfigures our evolutionary labyrinth. And basically what that means is probable realities turn themselves inside out. So it also it signifies many old roads coming to an end. So basically, you're going to find yourself at a dead end in different aspects of your life or different paths that you've been following. Even if you make even when you're making your usual actions or responses, it's still going to end up taking you to a new place. So it's totally like flipping the switch on you, like doing a 180. Things are going to be changing. Many new pathways are opening up to us. It's time to be extra aware of our actions and reactions and not to fall into unconscious, automatic ways of doing things. You know, sometimes we're on autopilot and we're not even thinking about what we're doing. We're just doing it. We also need to watch for and be open to new experiences and new pathways of growth and expansion this week. There are going to be opportunities for you to seize. And if you're stuck in your old way of thinking and you're too afraid to make a move, you're going to miss out on this round of opportunities. So don't do that. You know, there'll always be more, but don't miss out and grow and expand. Indecision and anxiety could be a battle this week as well, along with some people in your life who look like they're supporters on the surface, but they're actually maybe a little negative or a little jealous in some way. So be cautious, trust your instincts. Everyone also will be experiencing some small victories of some sort this week too. So it's not going to be all intensity. There'll be some victory as well. For those of you that are employed, who have jobs, this next week, some will be at a loss of what to do about their work situation. Do you stay or do you go? Reach out to someone that you trust and that you can talk to about what's going on at work, and maybe get some advice and see what resonates with you. It may help you sort out some things to make a decision. For some of you, I feel like it may be time to look for a different job. Some of you will be dealing with a dishonest coworker or a coworker who in some way is working against you. Maybe you're butting heads on a project or something. Just be aware of it. Don't get into an altercation over it. Just be aware and handle it professionally. Those of you that are looking for a job, this week thinking outside of the box could really help you. And thinking outside of the box, to me, I'm thinking it feels more like who could you contact for work that you haven't thought about or that you've been hesitant. Like maybe there's somebody that you've been thinking about from your past that you could reach out to that could help you secure a job, but you've just kind of been hesitant and not worrying about it. So go for it. Follow that lead. What do you have to lose? Absolutely nothing. What else? Some of you, I do feel, you're getting a little discouraged in the job search. Stay positive. It's coming, and I do feel like there will be some success next week in the job search arena. So just stay positive. Love, committed, those of you in committed relationships, I kind of feel this week will be one or both of you is going to be indecisive about something. And some will be feeling fear about their relationship and seeking reassurance. Just try to be aware of what's going on with you, what you're feeling and what you're thinking, and communicate. Talk about it. Talk about it. Those of you looking for love, I feel like some of you will be thinking, I feel like some of you are rolling around in your head like this laundry list of, specifics of what your perfect partner, who your perfect partner would be or what that relationship would look like. And I feel like it's really important for you to get out of your head and just go out and have some fun because, FYI, there's no such person. Nobody you're going to meet is going to be 100% perfect and is going to meet every single criteria on your list. And that list is causing you to block yourself. So pay attention to that. I do feel like some of you will be in a funk next week when it comes to love and fearing you'll never find love. And I feel like those of you that are in that space, you need to take a really good look at your self-esteem to help pull yourself out of that negative mindset. Okay, so find maybe some self-help books, learn about self-esteem and how to build it. You can message me. I've got a good meditation about building self-esteem, a guided one. I'll be more than happy to share it with you for free, no skin off my back, so you just email me. Finances, there will be some sort of confusion surrounding money for some of you. People may promise but not deliver on, goods or transactions or pay on time. I don't know, it just feels like there might be some of you that will be dealing with that sort of money issue. And then others, I feel like you need to pay attention to bank statements, income, spending, receipts, and any other kind of financial transaction, because I feel like you're going to actually find some money you didn't know you had, or maybe even in like your jacket pocket or something, all of a sudden you pull out a 20. Sweet. Health. I feel like next week anxiety is going to be wreaking havoc on some of you physically. I feel like those of you that may experience that and that are overstressed and are in this anxiety place because you're constantly worrying and fearful, I feel like you need to get a better understanding of how the body and mind connection works, because your mind is powerful, and if you're constantly worrying, you're really doing some damage to your physical body. Some may get conflicting info about their health next week from health professionals. And to me, I feel like don't hesitate to get a third opinion, a fourth opinion. The more knowledge you have about your health concerns and your situation, I think the better you are off to make a decision. Spirituality for next week. I feel like some of you you'll be talking a lot about spirituality, but I feel like you're going to be talking too much, and you need to balance it with some listening. I feel like just stop and listen too. And then there's those of you that are going to be listening to others talk too much about spirituality, and for you, I feel like you need to stop yourself and engage in the conversation. But overall, I feel like it would be best for everyone to kind of be in a place of stillness and listen to the universe to see what comes through for you. The universe is always communicating with you, and the only way that you can really hear it is if you allow yourself to be still and you get into that space and that energy and journey within, and you can hear and you can feel, and it's amazing. So try it next week. Where am I? Oh, some of you are still expecting the universe to give you answers and guidance without any input or effort from you. Yeah, sometimes that does happen, especially when, in the beginning, you'll get these amazing spiritual experiences because the universe is trying to motivate you to pursue that path, to travel down this path. But then that stops. Then you have to be self-sufficient. You have to engage and ask specifics and take action rather than waiting for everything to line up perfectly. So just be conscious of that next week. I feel like some of those things will come into your awareness. That wraps up the predictions for tonight through September 28th. And now on to the predictions for September 28th through October 5th. And here's what you can expect as a general overall theme. So what was coming through was horizontal energy. And that meaning everything is half said and unspecific that week. Nothing is clearly brought out into the open to be dealt with and transformed. It's kind of like he said, she said. It's gossip. It's secondhand knowledge. It's believing something because that's what you're supposed to believe, not because it resonates inside of you. It's also doing things because someone told you to, not because you really want to. This energy can and will suck you into not staying true to yourself. So really pay attention that week, because it'll be very easy to get pulled into that energy. And next thing you know, you're going to be doing things you don't want to be doing. You're going to be believing things that you question, but, whatever. So just kind of pay attention to that. And then also, I feel like be careful of not telling others what they're supposed to be doing, or how they're supposed to feel, what they're supposed to believe, what they're supposed to be doing. We all have a tendency to project our stuff onto other people, and we expect them to live their lives the way that we choose to live our lives, but that's none of your business. All right? People are going to do what they want to do and live how they want to live, and you've just got to be understanding of that. Either you choose to have this person in your life or you don't, but either way, don't do what you don't want them to do to you. So, now the oneness side of this horizontal energy is a coming together. So there would be those of you that are really, and I think everybody's going to experience it on one level or another, but it's a feeling of coming together, a feeling of being united as one. And, I definitely already sense that, especially with all these natural disasters that have been happening. There's a lot of people that are coming together as one, and they're united and they're supporting each other. And that's the energy that you want to make sure you pull yourself into. You'll experience the other side of it as well, because that's just meant to show you, right? Just don't get pulled into the trap of staying in that energy. Decision is also a theme for that week. I feel like it's going to be time for an important decision to be made that week. To me, it will be made by you or by someone else. Now, you may not have control, okay, over the decision that somebody else makes, but you do have control over your response and how you react to it. So try to remember the universe closes doors for us to steer us in the direction of our highest good. So sometimes other, decisions that are made by other people will impact us that we really have no control over, but it's happening for our highest good. So try to remember the positive in it and just deal with whatever comes. Now, if it's your decision, decide wisely and then take clear, decisive action. Then that's how you're going to manifest what you want to create. Another theme is Phoenix Rising. Lots of you will be feeling reborn on a whole new level that week. It's just going to be this good energy of like, man, I feel different. I feel like new. And that energy will keep building where, you'll turn around and be like, wow, things that used to bother me aren't bothering me anymore. And it's a beautiful thing. So you'll start feeling those effects that week. Then there's the seeing the unseen. So I feel like you'll have a heightened awareness that week, seeing and noticing things in your everyday life that you didn't notice before. Everything is moving to a new level. So some good, some bad. The bad things that come are just a shedding and a purging of things that you need to let go of or become aware of within your own role in things and other people. And then there's also unexpected hidden treasures in the form of objects, people, places, or information, which will be seen and recognized when it's found. So watch for that. Watch for it this week, because I feel like it really is going to be everybody experiencing some sort of unexpected hidden treasure in their life. All right, I'm going to run through this quick because I got 3 minutes. Work. For those of you employed, things will be going well. I do feel like there'll be a pleasant little surprise at work as well, whether it's, new business for your own company or new procedures at the job that you're at. Things feel to be, feeling better, and even possibly a job offer, even if you already have one. For some, though, the time will have come for you to leave a working situation, and it would be a working situation that really has served you well in the past, so it seems kind of like a sad thing, but I feel like it's a positive. Just don't burn any bridges if you decide to leave. Others are waiting on a decision by other people at work. Be patient, don't be pushy, it's all going to be fine. If you haven't been doing what you're supposed to be doing at work, I do feel like some of you guys will be held accountable and you're going to have to explain yourself. Don't freak out. Just speak your truth in a professional manner. And, sometimes things in our personal life affect things at work. So just be honest and talk about it. Those of you looking for a job, I feel like some of you will finally be getting the job offer you've been waiting for and hoping for, so yay. Others, I feel like will be getting callbacks. So interviews will be set up and so on. Love, those of you in committed relationships, I do feel like relationships will be deepening and or becoming more committed for the week. I also feel like they'll be lighter, easier, and more balanced, and treating each other as equals will be a major role that week. Those of you looking, I feel like some of you will officially be dating this week. Those of you who have been, expect the unexpected. Some of you will be meeting the real deal. Then there's those of you that still want love but are too afraid to put yourself out there. So just become aware of that and, work on loving yourself, figuring out what emotional issues you have that's blocking you. And then those of you that are sitting home, not aware of this, become aware of it. And then there's those of you that I feel like are going to be in desperate mode that week. Pay attention to if you're being really desperate because it's a turnoff and it repels instead of attracts. Finances, some of you will get increased that week. Surprise money, pay raises, something of value. And then health, I feel like, know your physical limitations, pay close attention to your emotions. Spirituality, I feel like it's time to think for yourself, trust yourself. You're all going to be more balanced and positive path than you realize that week. And that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you all for joining me. I look forward to connecting with you in 2 weeks on October 5th. Thank you so much. Have a great night.